Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're doing a deep dive on DappRadar's latest report. It's all about the state of decentralized applications. So if you want to be in the know about what's happening in Web3, this is the place to be.
You know, what I find really interesting about this report is it's kind of a mixed bag.
Oh.
Yeah, we're seeing some areas declining, but then others are just exploding, especially when it comes to AI in Web3. And I don't think it's just hype this time. The data really shows something's happening.
Okay, well, let's break it down. The report says overall Dapp activity is down 6% in the last month. I'm sure some people are going to look at that and think, is Web3 dying?
Right.
But I have a feeling it's a bit more complex than that, right?
Sure. It's not necessarily that it's dying, but more like things are shifting around. Like, the question isn't, is Web3 going away, but where is all that activity going?
Yeah, good point. So where is it going? I mean, the report says gaming is still the top category for dapps.
Yeah.
But
they also said there's a huge GE number of wallets that have interacted with AI-powered dapps, like 2.2 million.
Whoa, okay.
That's a pretty concrete sign that people are actually using this stuff, not just talking about it.
Okay, I gotta admit, even I'm a little surprised by that number. I mean, we've seen these trends in crypto before, right? They come and go.
Yeah.
What makes this AI wave different? Why isn't this just another hype cycle?
I think this time it feels different because of the utility AI is bringing. Like, the report talks about these really sophisticated AI agents. They can manage your crypto portfolio, even find new investments for you.
Really?
Yeah, even negotiate transactions. It's pretty wild. And then there are these new kinds of social networks powered by AI, like personalized content, fighting misinformation, you know?
Wow.
It can actually change how we communicate online. This isn't just Web3 with a few new features. This can be a whole different Web3.
So AI isn't just adding on to Web3, it's like changing the whole experience.
Exactly. And remember, we're still in the super early stages of this, so the potential is huge. We're just starting to see what's possible.
So we're seeing how AI in Web3 is actually useful and changing how we use dapps. But, I mean, new tech always has challenges, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the big ones is scalability. AI algorithms use a lot of computing power.
Right.
So how do you make that work efficiently on decentralized networks, which aren't exactly known for speed, you know?
Right, right. So it's not just about making the AI, it's about making sure it can actually run well on Web3.
Exactly. And then there's this whole question of data privacy. AI needs data to work, but Web3 is all about transparency and control for the users.
I see.
So finding that balance, using data for AI, but keeping it private, it's tricky.
Yeah, I can see that being a tough one. How are developers dealing with all this? Are there any solutions out there?
There's a lot of cool stuff happening with decentralized AI. Developers are working on ways to train AI models without risking user privacy. Imagine AI that learns and gets better without needing your personal data.
How would that even work?
Well, one technique is called federated learning. It basically trains the AI on data that's spread out, not all in one place.
Oh, okay.
So it can learn from the whole network without putting anyone's privacy at risk.
Gotcha. So we've talked about the hard parts. What about the good stuff? What cool things are possible with AI and Web3?
Oh man, the possibilities are huge. Like, AI can make things much more personalized for users. Imagine a decentralized marketplace where AI recommends stuff based on exactly what you need. It's like a personal shopper for all of Web3.
Yeah, that would be pretty helpful, especially for people who are new to Web3. What else? What else could we see?
AI-driven content, you know? Instead of getting overwhelmed with information, you have an AI assistant that finds exactly what you need.
Oh, like a personalized newsfeed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A personalized newsfeed just for Web3 stuff. And that's just the beginning. AI could revolutionize all sorts of things in Web3. Finance, gaming, social media.
So AI is not just changing how we use Web3. It's like giving users a ton of new powers, right?
Yeah, you got it. It's really empowering.
Okay, so we were talking about how this DappRadar report is showing some really interesting trends with NFTs, especially airdrops.
Right.
And for anyone who doesn't know, airdrops have become like a really popular way for NFT projects to get people excited, reward their early supporters, build a community, all that.
Yeah.
And this report specifically mentions Azuki and Milady Maker.
Yeah.
You know, as like examples of projects that have done really well with airdrops.
For sure.
Seems like they've really figured out how to create that feeling of exclusivity and scarcity that just makes people want those NFTs.
Yeah, it's true. A good airdrop can be really effective, but it's not just about giving away free NFTs. You know, there's a real strategy there.
So what makes an airdrop successful? What are those projects doing right that others aren't?
Timing is huge. You got to plan it strategically. Like, it has to match the project's goals and launch at the perfect time for maximum impact. It can't just be like, a flash in the pan, you know?
Right.
It has to build excitement that lasts and actually adds value to the project long term.
It's about creating a real advantage, not just hype.
Yeah, exactly.
So timing. Okay. What else should projects think about when they're planning an airdrop?
The actual mechanics of it are super important. Like, how are you giving those NFTs out? Who gets them? How do you make it clear that they're scarce and valuable? All that stuff matters. It shapes how people see it and if they even want it.
Right. The details matter. And obviously the NFTs themselves have to be good too, right? Like people actually want them.
Absolutely. You want people to hold on to those airdropped NFTs, not just sell them for a quick buck. They got to have real value to the project.
So it sounds like there's a lot to balance to get it right. But when it works, it really works.
Yeah, it can change the whole game for a project.
Now, before we wrap up, I did want to touch on something else the report brought up, this thing about Base as a potential new player in NFTs. We were talking before about how important scalability is, and it seems like Base is gaining traction as a more cost-effective alternative to Ethereum. You know, Ethereum's been the king of NFTs for a while, but could we be seeing a shift?
I think it's too early to say for sure, but Base is definitely one to watch. Ethereum has that first mover advantage, and the ecosystem is really strong. But these challengers like Base are coming in with some interesting solutions. I think it's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out. NFTs are constantly changing.
That's what's so cool about Web3, right? It's always evolving. New stuff is always popping up.
Yeah, it's dynamic, unpredictable, makes it really exciting to be a part of.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive on DappRadar's report. We covered a lot. Saw how overall Dapp activity is down, but how AI is booming. Talked about the challenges and opportunities all that brings. And dug into what's going on with NFTs.
Yeah, we did.
One thing's for sure, Web3 is not standing still. It's constantly changing.
And that's what makes it so cool. Always new things to learn and explore.
That's right. So to all you listeners out there, keep digging into all this stuff. Keep asking questions. Don't be afraid to challenge what you think you know. The future of Web3 is being built right now, and we're all part of it.